Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. I know it's been a minute. Oh my, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I feel like I've been saying this for so long in my own personal life, but I feel like I keep getting ripped to shreds. And then I put myself back together. And I'm like, cool, this feels good. This makes sense. These pieces fit. And then not long after that, I feel like I'm ripped to shreds again. More so, obviously, energetically. And I think in big part that is because number one, maybe not even in any type of particular order, but like a culmination of all of these things. Jupiter is in my 12th house. And the last time Jupiter was in my 12th house is actually when I started my actual, real, and really a better word for that is intentional healing. I met a mentor at the time that really helped me unpack a lot of my subconscious shit. Literally, I think I cried for the first at least 3 weeks when we first started working together, before I was able to kind of start making practical, steps forward. So that was back in 2012. And literally, because I asked this person the dates of all of these things, and granted, they're not exact, but they're pretty close. Because this person has a defined head and ajna, on the human design side of things, and is just they remember everything. I'm pretty sure they've said they remember their own birth. I have an undefined head and ajna, so it's just shit is just swirling around in there. I remember the most random stuff, but not my own birth. So anyway, if you've made it this far, I will. A part of me is I might make this its own separate video, but the other part of me is it's probably going to end up being the intro, and I'll just put a time stamp in the description for when the actual reading starts if you don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble, because my defined throat, I have to ramble for a second. So bear with me. So anyway, back to my little ramble. How do you like my new setup? We'll see if this spot becomes permanent. It's at least temporary. We'll see how it goes, but I love it. I love the little plant vibe going on. So anyway, Gemini, Jupiter, that's my 12th house. And there is, it's this, first of all, it's a deeper understanding even of myself over the last 12 years, right? Just the work that I've put into myself, to understanding how I even became the person that I have become. And are there things that maybe I want to change that are just no longer fitting into my life, or I'm finally realizing aren't fitting into my life, which is the next thing. So Pluto, OMFG. Pluto has been squaring my natal Saturn since it went back into Capricorn, I have a 29-degree Saturn. And, Pluto has been at 29 degrees for the last, I don't know, however long. And not to mention, even before, right? Because it went into Aquarius for a sec, and then it retrograded back out. So Pluto has been squaring my natal Saturn for, I honestly have no effing clue how long. Not to mention, I have a 27-degree Pluto that's conjunct my Saturn at 29 degrees. So at some point in the last couple years, Pluto was squaring my natal Pluto. So, so yeah, that is also a bit uncomfy and has been a bit uncomfy. And I do feel like I'm finally starting to realize that, again, just the things that I was doing, how I was operating in my life, how I was operating in my relationships, how I was even approaching work and my idea of work and my whatever. I feel like I'm starting to finally get the clue on all of that. And quite frankly, I am excited for Pluto to just be away from from my Saturn, from my Pluto. I don't know, I'm not so educated in astrology to know, when that relief will start to come. Like, how far does Pluto have to be in Aquarius in order for me to feel a little bit of relief from that? Not to mention, too, Neptune was squaring my natal Neptune for the last, again, I don't know how long. I have a 28-degree Neptune. So there was that going on. Saturn has been tap dancing on my MC degree. Like, I think it made it to the exact degree that my MC is, and then it went retrograde. So it got there, and then it was like, oh, nope. I just heard that Aaliyah song, back, forth and forth. Because that's how, it seems like there's just, obviously, right? A lot of that going on with retrogrades and all of this stuff. So Saturn made it to my MC, which is in my 9th house. And then it went backwards. And then at some point it's going to go forward again and go over that bitch one more time before it leaves the sign entirely. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like in my 10th house. But I don't have any placements there, so it might be okay. But, and it's loosely opposing my moon right now. So, oh, and Uranus is almost right on top of my Chiron. I have a 27-degree Taurus Chiron and a 28-degree Taurus Sun. So, that's coming up at some point. All of that is to say that, I have not been consistent here in this space. And that has caused me a lot of anxiety because I really do enjoy showing up here. I really enjoy the expansion that this space, that, tarot readings, that, connecting with you guys offers. And I cannot guarantee that it would be more consistent going forward, but I want to, it is on my list of things to prioritize. The first thing being myself, because I really have not done that. I tend to sacrifice my own well-being, and that has been something that has, it's been at the forefront. So if you are still here, I am so glad And I want you to know that I do think of you often. What is so funny is that, okay, I didn't even put that together. This looks like a little succulent here in the middle, and then just these flowers around the border. That's so funny. I actually, just to kind of wrap this up, because now I don't even know what I was talking about before I realized that, but I was actually I was grabbing my microphone actually, and then I look over to where like I have all of my tarot decks crammed into this one shelf, and I was like, oh, I haven't used the Muse Tarot in a while, a long time actually. So I was like, do you want to do the reading? Because I always ask my decks before I even do the reading if they want to do the reading. I actually asked this deck if it wanted to be a clarifying deck. This is the Tarot of the Abyss. And this is the card that came out, the Five of Cups. So that's a no. That is a no from Tarot of the Abyss. I think I already shuffled, well, the Star card came out. The Three of Pentacles working together, the Fool. I love that. So yes, this deck was definitely a yes, but I love the coordination. That is so funny to me. So it's been 15 minutes already. If you listen to this whole thing, thank you so much for allowing me the space to share. And if you know your own astrology, if you've, if there's some crazy shit going on with you too, I would love to hear it if you feel like sharing, because I think it really does just help, to share those things, and even to just allowing other people to see you and honor you in your experience. So with that being said, let's get into the readings. Great. So we're going to start with Libra. Happy birthday to you Libra sons. My dog is a Libra. His birthday is Sunday, actually. So that's exciting. Anyway, so I'm going to do the readings a little bit different. This time we're just going to see, we're going to try it on. We're going to see how it goes. Okay, like in the past, if you've seen any of my other readings, I was doing a 6-card spread. And I think I am still going to do 6 cards. However, I'm going to do like a current energy, what's leaving, what's coming in type of vibe. And then there's going to be a clarifier card for each of those. Obviously, you'll see when I actually pull the spread, but I'm just going to shuffle the cards a bunch of times. I'm going to cut the deck twice, and I'm going to take the top 3 cards and the bottom 3 cards. So I'm not even going to do like the bottom of the deck, none of that. So anyway, like I said, we'll see how it goes. So let me shuffle. We're not going to take jumpers. Okay. Cut the deck. Top 3, current energy, word, the 8 of Swords. What's leaving is the Fool, and what's coming in is the 3 of Pentacles. Bottom 3, we have the 10 of Cups for the 8 of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles for the Fool card. We have the Ace of Swords for the 3 of Pentacles. I know this is going to take some adjustment. I mean, that kind of works. You see everything? That kind of works. So current energy being the the 8 of Swords. It's a lot of mental stuff, kind of being trapped in your head, which, Libra, air sign, air has to do with our minds. mindset, ideas, perspective, beliefs too. The Eight of Swords is my my card of a self-imposed mind prison. It's literally like a feeling of hopelessness, like nothing's going to change, nothing's going to get better. All of my experiences are the same. That Nine Inch Nails song, right? Every day is exactly the same. And with it being paired with the 10 of Cups, it's like, I mean, even just looking at the contrast between these two cards, right? Like wanting this, but being stuck in that. Because the 10 of Cups is like the minor arcana card to the Sun card. It's everything good. It's joy, it's bliss. Cups have to do with our emotions. So, you know, it's feeling fulfilled. It's feeling desirable. It's having your desires met. Tens are completion, and they usually involve other people too, like your community, your family, your peer group, whatever. It could just also be putting on a happy face, but deep inside, you're in this energy. Like, again, feeling trapped, but trying to remain positive. Have you seen that commercial of those depression drugs where they hold the smiley face up to their, you know, like in front of their face? So it's, again, it's like putting on this front that you're happier than you are. And of course, too, it could be wanting to get here, like being here, wanting to be here, wishing that you were there. What's leaving is a Fool card, clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. This literally is saying it's time to put in work into your life. Like, the Fool card is a leap of faith. It's brand new, right? It's a 0. So it's actually even the moment before you take that leap. Because usually the Fool is depicted not already in leap. I mean, on some decks, I do have a deck where they are already, they have already leapt. But in most tarot decks, the Fool has not left their comfort yet. It's like they've made that decision. They've come to the conclusion that it's necessary for them to either try something new, to go for something, to even just trust in the uncertainty of a leap of faith. But, you know, it's like the decision's been made. I was going to say the sense of urgency, but that's not what I was actually searching for. Like, the momentum is there, the motivation is there. And then, of course, the Magician is like, okay, you know, how do I actually, you know, manifest this new thing into my world? So it's interesting that the Fool is in the position of what is leaving, because that's also when the Fool is in this position, it's like it's time to stop thinking about it. It's time to put in actionable, practical, manageable steps forward. And with the Knight of Pentacles being the clarifier, this is literally baby steps, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the whole tarot, but it's also the most realistic, because it takes time for us to see the fruits of our labor. It takes time, dedication, and commitment to those little steps forward, consistency also to those little steps forward, in order for us to start seeing the results, to start seeing the benefits, even if this is a mindset shift. I also think what's interesting is that in this 10 of Cups here, you know, there's this mandala, it almost kind of looks like, right? But in the Knight of Pentacles, there's A succulent. I don't think I have a succulent. I don't think one of my fake succulents looks like this one. I think that's a chicks and hens. Anyway, not that it matters, but so again, there's this practicality. There's this, instead of it being an emotional feeling, instead of it being a dream, instead of it being, in your imagination, it's like it's time to make it material. It's time to bring it into your material life. Like, what is this 10 of Cups for you? Is it connection to others? Is it having support from other people in some capacity? Is it, again, is it feeling fulfilled? Is it enjoying your life in any capacity? Because, you maybe see other people around you who are having different experiences than you are, and they seem happy or content or whatever, right? These are just all the things that are coming to mind as examples. So I don't know. I'm just saying whatever is dropping in. And with the Fool card being in the position of what is leaving, it's like it is time to start, to actually start, not just let it be swirling around in your head, but start taking actionable steps towards it. Also, to even realizing that it's going to take time. Anytime the Knight of Pentacles comes out, I always get this sense of feeling that it's a reminder to not base success off of how fast you start either feeling better, or how fast your mind starts changing, how fast you get out of this Fool energy and into actually doing energy. It's, again, like I said, there's a sense of baby steps. So, again, it's like, do not allow the slowness of something dictate the success or failure of it. I don't even think that you can think of this in terms of success or failure. I think it really is just a matter of, do you want to stay in the Eight of Swords energy? Or do you want to take steps towards feeling better, towards, putting into practice whatever the 10 of Cups is? It could even, of course, have to do with your physical health, and since Pentacles have to do with our body, it's our money too. Anything tangible, anything we place worth and value on. And then we have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords for what's coming in. And I love this. My gosh. I absolutely love this, because the Three of Pentacles, first of all, we can see that there are three people on this card. I mean, it is called the Three of Pentacles, but it talks about collaborating with others. So again, I mentioned in the 10 of Cups, like, is it connection that you are searching for? Is it community, companionship, whatever, just having a sense of belonging even, or, like I mentioned, support from others in some aspect. So the Three of Pentacles tells me that by you getting out of this energy, even getting out of the Fool energy, because we can get stuck in that, like, wanting, like, mentally, like, we want to take that leap, but physically we can't get ourselves to take the steps. We can't get ourselves to make that phone call. We can't get ourselves to physically get to wherever it is that we want to go, right? I mean, literally, as in, like, physically moving our bodies and getting there. So by taking steps, baby steps even, making that phone call, leaving the message, reaching out to somebody, hey, I'm ready in whatever capacity. It's like the help that you need, will show up for you. Because again, the Three of Pentacles is collaboration. It's working with others. It's like a group project type of vibe. It doesn't have to be that there's 3 people involved. I mean, it could be a whole team. It could be just one person who has the right connections. It could also just be putting the word out into your peer group, and like whatever information it was that you were seeking comes back to you. Oh yeah, I know this person that does that, or whatever. Right? So, like I said, it is kind of group project energy, because it's like everybody has their task, right? And everybody's task is working towards one main goal. So again, everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows what their job is, and everybody does it. That's probably the difference between this type of group project and like a real group project, because it was rare that I was ever in a group project where actually everybody did what they said they were going to do on time. So collaborating with others, even to, how just the way that their heads are laid on each other, it has this feeling of like pieces coming together, building blocks. It's a 3, so it's still, kind of in the beginning. It's like making the right connections. It's having those conversations. It's, getting the ball rolling. And then it's paired, like I said, with the Ace of Voices, which is the Ace of Swords. And this is such a better energy to be in than the 8 of Swords. I mean, even just look at the difference between these 2 cards, There's a vibrancy to it. Even just this one spotlight going right into their brain, it like is this total shift of perspective. It could even be just even changing how you view other people somehow. Whereas if you were feeling left behind or feeling left out in some capacity, this would be like, oh, the help was there. The assistance was there. And if anything, it's there now. Aces are brand new, too. So again, you could be inspired by something. You could have a new perspective on something, whether that has to do with yourself, whether that has to do with working with other people. But I actually love that this is how we're ending. It started rough. If you are, obviously in this energy in some capacity, there's good stuff available. Baby steps. This could even be trusting other people, maybe even developing a new trust for someone, something, an organization, your friend group, whatever it is. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon, hopefully. Bye.